この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am continuing this little mini binge of Ginga Eiyuu Densetsu, making up for lost time just a little bit. Last time on Ginga, we I think finished a pretty much three-parter-ish, with the Imperial fleets coming in and assaulting the Easterlone corridor, not the actual fortress itself, but the corridor, and being repelled by great tactics and a little bit of luck on the side of Yang's fleet, although they've dealt some pretty severe blows to said fleet, the last of which was the death of Mr. Fisher, the guy in charge of deployments and some good stuff, who's been with us for a long time, so rest in pieces, Edwin Fisher. But, yeah, so Reinhard got sick, seemed to have pushed himself a little bit too far, a little bit too excited by the prospects of facing Yang once more in head-to-head conflict, and fell ill, as did a number of the people on Yang's side, including Hilda, who had a bit of a fever, but pretty much everybody on that side, like, passed out on the floor after days and days of extended combat, so they're out cold. But the Empire doesn't know that, and so they sent an offer to have peace talks, a ceasefire, and the potential for negotiations. So I'm hoping for a face-to-face between Yang Wenli and Mr. Reinhard, because it was awesome the first time, and I assume it'll be awesome this time. I don't think there will be any pretense of, like, come and join my side from Reinhard, although he may ask still. But I think the answer was pretty conclusive last time. But I wonder how these negotiations will go, and you know what kind of terms would be acceptable at all to both parties, because Yang would be unwilling to live under the thumb of autocracy, and I can't see Reinhard allowing this nemesis of his to continue on without falling in battle to his hands. So it doesn't seem likely that they would be able to reach some kind of agreement, but you know, what do I know? It's quite possible. I think they're the only two people in this universe who can see eye to eye with each other. There was some interesting talk over the last couple of episodes about what people fight for, and how Yang believes that people should fight for ideas and ideals and institutions and not for individuals, which is sensible in a number of ways. Like, one of them, and I think the most prominent of those ways being that a great individual can make a flawed institution look much better than it is. Reinhard being the perfect example of that. He may be a great dictator, but he's still a dictator, and the system itself is not conducive to good things. So, you know, following him and supporting him is not the way of things. And likewise, speaking of Julian, he doesn't want Julian to be following Yang because he's Yang Wenli. He wants him to be following him because he stands for democracy. But, you know, even if it's right now, he'd rather he was fighting for an ideal or not fighting at all. So, lots of interesting stuff here. It feels like a cool thing that could happen here, but we'll have to see. So I've got episode 82 up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be multiple versions of this reaction video as usual. Picture-in-picture version with the video up there is in the description down there. Time-based version, you're watching it. We'll have a discussion at the end and a beep-beep timer at the beginning, and that beep-beep timer will go right here. Wait. This didn't have the galaxy in the background. This is different. Why is this different? Where's the OP animation? Did it freeze? No. Okay. And a piano version? Where's Lisa? Sleepy, sleepy boy. All right. What are you going to come up with? Yeah. Yeah. It's possible. But it would stain Reinhardt's hands. Yeah, exactly. He's the sort to keep trying. That's a good point. I wonder if Royenthal would maybe... Man, why is there no OP? Because of his sickness? He had a dream. Whoa. Whoa. Damn, gonna go with the gut punch there. All right. Damn, something changed in Reinhardt's character design. His eyes feel sad. She still compares herself to Kyrgyz. I feel like if anyone was gonna try something, it would be Royenthal. He's not that old, man. Yeah. Yeah, and you lose everything. Okay. It's not a bad plan. Wait, why not? Fair enough. Yeah, the fleet is crippled. No choice but to talk then. So, Shenkop, Yulian. What? Okay. True. Yeah. Ah. Are you really useful in talks? Okay. He's reasonable. Okay. Wait, Sewell, the really smart guy who's like actually cool? I could dig it. Yeah, that's why you're not coming. Whoa. That was a spooky cut of music. Usually they fade that. It's not like that, man. Wow, he's gotten taller. Is he standing on something? Karin. Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with Kazelnu. Alright. Some kind of tricksy scheme. Hmm. Reinhardt's not gonna have any of that. It's a very Oberstein plan. Oriental. Hmm. Yeah, me too. For good reason. Well, of course you would say that. That's so messed up, but so true. Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. Fair enough. Taking the El Paso people? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. What are you talking about? That's a mirror. Hey. I wonder what that means. Other other stars? What did he find out? Oh shit. This with the Yulian agonizing over the decision to stay. Shanakop, Yulian. Yeah, let's go. Oh fuck, I'm scared. Or fork. He just took sleeping pills. I think. Two destroyers as escorts. And he's not thinking clearly. Okay. Oh, well. Okay then. I guess I I guess everything's okay. Unless this is a deeper ploy. Pretty much. Oh, Sewell's a different guy. Okay. Oh, that's the guy who brought in the booze. Yeah. Okay. Hi. It is a deeper ploy. Those aren't Imperial destroyers, and those messages weren't from the Empire. They're all terrorists, aren't they? Well. Amazing that tables can stop laser beams. Yang isn't thinking clearly. He's got sleeping pills in him. Torcha! Fuck. Okay, they're gonna get there on time. Come on. That's freaking cool. Rosen Ritter, bitch. Don't have to tell me twice. Well, now that he's saying it, I don't think they're going to. Fuck. Young, stop dilly-dallying. Don't respond. Do not respond. He hit an art. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. 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 Tie that off. Yep. Pressure on the wound. No, it's soaking through. He's in shock. Not gonna feel lighter. Dude, you need to stop moving. Oh, fuck. gone. Fuck. Well, I have to get over this, I guess. Now that I know, the whole episode makes sense. I was half joking before with the thing I said, I don't know how many episodes ago, about it looking like Yulian was reflecting back on the past in the ED, and the ominous vibrations that I was getting. Now it makes sense. And more than that, this episode, God, fuck. I kind of just want to like stop recording now and just like cope. But at the same time, like, the execution of this was so good. So much better than good. Like, there's so much in this episode that I should have caught on to before, and now it all clicks and it makes sense, and you can see a deft hand behind the scenes. Oh, is my mic like okay? You can see a deft hand behind the scenes putting this together and deciding how to build to this. And it's not Reinhard, it's not a betrayal from within, it's not a vengeful murderer, or it's not even fucking Fork. It's an unnamed asshole. Just a terrorist. A random fuck. I hardly see his face. Young doesn't die a martyr for democracy, or survive to see the fruit of his hard-fought victory. Dies at the hands of no one. And for what? For a scheme by petty men. Just to keep him and Reinhard from making peace. To keep the Empire at conflict so that the terrorists have what they want. A month or two ago, I finished Banana Fish. And that similarly ends with a main character, although this isn't the end, there's much more, but that similarly ends with a main character being killed, and not by a real enemy. But there's no comparison between a 20-some episode series and a character whose head we've been inside for 80 fucking episodes. Somebody who's literally too good for this world. Who was willing to put himself at a disadvantage constantly to uphold the ideals he believed in and to fight for the ideals and institutions that he believed in. We talked about this just a little while ago. There's just no comparison. All he wanted was a fucking pension. All he wanted was a fucking pension. Peaceful life. To do his duty. And he didn't even die in battle or fall to autocracy or anything. No ED, no OP. There's so much in this episode. And it's so deft. So not even subtle, but careful and well put together. As much as I hate the fact that Yang is dead, I think this might be my favorite episode so far. The change to the OP is the first most immediate thing, and the focus on Yang as he wakes up. We see him in his element, leading conversation, making strategy. But I think the focus of this episode is on Yulian, because the torch is being passed. And while we've been inside Yang's head for 80 episodes, we've also been building Yulian for 80 episodes. Yang hasn't changed much, not over the course of the series. I mean, he's changed a little bit, but he came in with a set persona, strong ideals, set goals. His is a flat character arc. He doesn't change. The world changes around him because of him. He never wavers. Yang never wavers. But his influence is everywhere. And most especially in Yulian. Reinhardt has a dream. A dream of Kyrios. But it's too late. It's too late. And we lose another. There's this kind of mislead with Oberstein's plot, and maybe some of the Empire will do this, and chooses the people to go with him. We joke and laugh about it. But it's this scene that, like, that stands out to me the most. It's the goodbye to Julian. And this in particular. How much Julian has grown, that they stand eye to eye, that their height is the same. Hell, it's even accented by this straight line in the back. Then it dips over here. In fact, maybe Julian's a hair taller than he is. I've always counted on you. Always counted on you. His last words to him are about girls. Goodbye to Frederica. A last goodbye. And this line. They ignored the other stars, other things at play. Konev makes contact, tells them what's going on. Winning in chess. What was this book? Huh. Yoshiki Tanaka is the author. It is a real book, Natsu no Majutsu. Yeah. Seems to be a real book. Although the publication year doesn't line up at all. Seems to have been published in 2007. So maybe maybe a much later callback or a little in-joke in the title. Okay. Fork doesn't even get close. Boom. But there's more to the plan. Romsky's the first one to find out. We lose almost everyone. We lose Soul. Lose those stupid politicians who stand up. Torchev goes out like a badass. Get the hell in there. And he smiles. Don't do that, it hurts, you know? And they arrive, but it's too late. Then the scene. Dark hallway. Yeah, we can hardly see his face. Doesn't matter who he is, does it? What was it that the terrorist guy said about assassins and infamy? Just calmly. Maybe partly from the sleeping pills and partly just in shock. Losing blood. And even in his last moments as he's bleeding out onto the floor, he thinks of others. All of the people who have died under his command. Many of whom have died for him. At least in their minds. And his thoughts rest on Frederica. Bloody handprint. Just trailing blood. Falling. And apologizing to everyone. I mean, God fucking damn it. And the assassins were dressed as Imperial soldiers, so unless they can figure out a link to the terrorists, this is gonna seem like it was a plan by the Empire. You know, exactly what they were discussing before. Draw Yang out with the bait of peace talks and then assassinate him on the way. Terrorists keep their hands clean, supposedly. Anyone who's ever felt anything toward Yang Wenli becomes incensed and enraged at the Empire, and conflict is reignited. So Yang, in his death, produces the exact opposite of what he wanted. Unless Yulian can manage it. How will Reinhard react? I have to imagine fury. Unbridled, flaming hot fury. Because as important as friends are to Reinhard, an opponent like Yang Wenli is a reason for living. The idea that Yang would die without Reinhard having the opportunity to defeat him. Whoever is responsible is Reinhard's next target. You just took his prey. It all comes down to whether anybody can figure out that this was a terrorist plot. Because if they don't, then it all plays into their hands and the conflict is whoosh. Fuel on the fire. Betrayal. But if they can convince the remnants at Iserlohn that it wasn't them, that the peace talks were in earnest, were in good faith. But how hard is that going to be? Nearly impossible, I have to imagine. God, Frederica. He just wanted a fucking pension. Within reach of peace. And he becomes the spark that could ignite the galaxy in war again. Deep, bitter irony. It's not even the irony of having Fork do it, it's just Stupid. Stupid. All right, I can't say anymore. I can't watch anymore. Rest in peace, young Wenli. Rest in peace.